2 weeks after the UN peacekeeping mission was kicked out by the Malian government, they have been able to recapture back the stronghold of the rebel, a big city called Kidal. This is what happens after they kicked out the UN peacekeeping mission and also months before the French troops. Hello, I am Mahlet Ayele, bringing you the latest from the region, from the Sahel region and from the continent. This is your Pan-African platform, Connect Africa. If you're not subscribed, if you're not a family, please go and hit that subscribe button and be a family as you streaming in this breaking news from the Sahel region. So Kidal and other cities were captured by the rebel for the past decade, ever since 2012 by the Tuareg rebel group. And it was only now that the Malian government army was able to recapture back this city. It's really a big win because for the last decade, the French troops, meaning the French government and also the UN peacekeeping mission, has not done anything successful. In fact, what has been done is to let this rebel group and radical Islamist group to go strong and have more towns in the northern part of Mali. Now, this news came out and it was all published also in the French media as well. Let me just tell you a bit of a background or a detail which city it is exactly, why the Tuareg rebels are here, all that. Now, the spokesperson of the rebel group, he said that they are based, the spokesperson is based in the neighboring Mauritania. And of course, he confirmed the presence of the Malian military in the town of Kidal. It's not no more under the rebel group. And then the Malian government on its side, Captain Assim, Colonel Assim Goita, who is now the military leader, or actually the current president of Mali, has said that today our armed and security forces have seized Kidal and our mission is not yet over. You know why he is saying that? Because there are more towns, as you can see. Let me just get this closer. As you can see here on the one on the red part in the map, it is held by the government, more the southern part, and then the one you see here is held by the rebel group. Actually, it's about 60% of the landmass of Mali. So now that Kidal here is gone, it's back to the government. So here in the middle, still it's controlled by the rebel. The one you see, Azawad, you know, this town is declared by the rebel group as the capital of Azawad, and the state, actually they're separatists, and the state they want to establish is called also Azawad state. And the historical Timbuktu is also part of the rebel group, and many historical heritage have been really damaged by this group. And there is a city of Gao actually in the landmass. It's more than Azawad or Timbuktu or Kidal, but still Kidal is the second largest. And then there is the third one is Timbuktu, and all these are under the rebel group. So that's really a huge gain but for the government of Mali. This is what happens when you dedicate your army for one mission. Because in 2012, when the rebel group took over of this region, the northern part of the country, immediately what they did is they kicked out the government army, the Malian army, and the French missions in 2013, the French military, the French government intervened, and then followed by the UN peacekeeping mission. So instead of bringing the Malian army back to the stronghold of the rebel, they actually cooperated and told the Malian government to stay out of this and to withdraw all its army out of these places. And for the past 10 years, both the French army and the UN peacekeeping mission have been working with the rebel group, making the rebel group more stronger and helping him more to get stronger and control more towns. And in the meantime, and in the middle of it, at the expense of the suffering of the Malian people, that's what happened. And this is the main reason, actually, the first coup happened in Mali, because the president was a servant of the Western government, and particularly to the French government. So they have to take him out by a coup. As we repeatedly said in this platform, not all coups are bad. Actually, there are good coups when the government is totally a servant of the imperialists. Then you are left with no option but to have a coup d'etat and then bring a government, whether that's a military or whatever, that can serve to the people, to the interest of the nation. So this is what happened. So Colonel Assimi Goïta came to power, and then in 2021, actually in February particularly, the French military was kicked out of Mali, and then the UN peacekeeping mission, after back and forth, it was just 2 weeks ago that they were kicked out. But look at, when they are kicked out, what happened to the Malian government. But of course, you may ask, who helped the Malian government? Because Mali has a strong relationship. In fact, the Sahel region, Burkina Faso and Niger as well, have a very good relation with Russia. And the Russian Wagner group, which is a military group, is present now in the Sahel region, but they are helping the government to take back those regions that are controlled by the extremists or the separatists. So, who works better for the government and for the people of Mali? In fact, all the Sahel region, the one now who has passed through this revolutionary phase, they all support the presence of Russia, and all, to the global south, who believe in the multipolar world, not a US-led unipolar world. So they really rely, when it comes to security, to Russia. This by itself is debatable, because there are some people who says we did not kick out the French or the American mission or the UN peacekeeping mission to replace it by the Wagner group of Russia, but of course to have an independent security in the region. But for now, maybe the security capacity of these governments might not be stronger. And I'm not here to defend Russia, but if you look at the historical background of Russia have never been involved in the colonialism story of the continent, neither in the neo-colonialism. They might be too much present and, help the countries in terms of security, training, and, selling equipments, military equipments, but they don't have that hand of neo-colonialism. In fact, in the face of the world, in the United Nations, because they have in the Security Council that veto power together with China, they are the ones who stand against the unipolar government of the US-led West whenever, they want to change regime in African countries or in other countries. They come and, they take the matter to the UN Peace and Security, to the UN Security Council. So these are the countries that come in front, meaning Russia and China, speak on the behalf of whether it's an African country or an Asian country who don't have a voice or the power to say what they want to say. So that is, of course, this is my opinion, but as I said, the topic is very much, it's a debatable one. Now, just to give you a bit of background on this Tuareg group, it's a liberation, the national movement for the liberation of Azawad. So its acronym is MNLA. They were actually they were able to create a state called Azawad from 2012 to 2013, which was not recognized by the world or by the UN or anything, but at least they have done that. Then there was intervention of the international mission. But you also have to make, you have to make the dots connected. The French military itself, its intervention, and then the UN peacekeeping, all this in the Sahel region became so much a topic of the international media. And also, these radical groups went very strong after the falling down or the assassination of the Libya's Muhammad Gaddafi. It's after that they are so much present in both the French troops and then the radical groups as well. In fact, there are researchers who found out that these groups are sponsored and, financed. Everything is supplied by the French government in the meantime, so that the French government can keep milking out the natural resources of the region while they are busy with their security issue. If you see, this is some of the data that I brought here for you to look at. If we see Mali's export to France, you can see here there is uranium, diamonds, precious stones like iron ore, bauxite, and manganese. Also, there are other mineral resources like oil. All this, it's not only France, but also they export it to other countries, but France is the main one. So they keep on looting this natural resource in a very low price. That's not even not even near to the standard price. And because of, this colonial tax pact that they have tied these ex-French colony countries of these 14 Western African countries, that will give no choice to these Western African countries, but only to sell the French government or French private companies, because in the pact where they signed, there are 11 things where they signed, and one of them is actually the French companies have the priority before they come and put it on a bid. So they don't even have the luxury to get an equal share or a fair price for it. So this is how bad it is. But in any case, I mean, it's very noticeable and, telling for itself, that very foretelling. After 2 weeks, you kick out the UN peacekeeping mission that the Malian government, whether it's helped by the Wagner or whatever, are able to take in control. And the most important thing is our mission is not over yet. That's what Colonel Assimi Goïta said to media, because still there are parts which remains under the control of the rebel, because French, it is what the Malian government, accompanied by the French, accompanied by the Russian Wagner group, have done is what the French army could not do for the past 10 years, except that the result was the rebel group only going stronger and having other towns to get in control. So in fact, they were helping the rebel groups. That's what it means if we analyze it. So thank you very much again for tuning in. I will come back on the next one. So please make sure that you subscribe to the channel, and also to be notified, make sure that you hit that notification bell so you will be notified whenever there is a live stream or we upload a video. And if you like and find it relevant, what we bring you here, the information and the knowledge, please give it a thumbs up, and then make sure you share it with your network, with your family. That way we can empower each other with information and knowledge, and at the same time you can help our YouTube algorithm by doing that. But if you want to help us further, you can also go ahead to our PayPal account in the description section, and I also pin it down here in the comment that you can donate to through our PayPal account. Yeah, but before I leave, I want to ask you, as I always do, what do you think of, the Malian government result after 2 weeks of kicking out the UN peacekeeping mission to achieve this result? Secondly, what do you think of the Wagner group helping the Malian government and also others in the Sahel region, whether be it the Nigerian government or also the Burkina Faso of Ibrahim Traore's government? Drop your comment, share your thoughts. It will help us also to take the discussion further. Yeah, so let us know. Thank you very much again for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next one. It's bye bye for me for now.